Michelle's eating chips.
I am eating chips. I had to rinse my mouth out. Yeah. Because it's the bacon gorgonzola dip.
And apples. So you got a healthy there. Potatoes and apples and
yeah. You
get all the good things.
Get all the good things. And cheese.
Vino Cellar, which is where we're at. Vino Cellar.
And they have delicious food. I think more people should come here at lunchtime.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because they could even get like, they have the flatbread pizzas. Yeah. And they have the, what do they call them, handhelds or whatever they like.
Yeah.
I think they're sandwiches.
Handhelds.
They have a fancy name for them.
They go in the mouth.
Jack, what do you call your sandwiches? What? No, them things you not on here. They call you you guys have a fancy name. Handhelds. See, I told you. They're handhelds. I was like,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, see? We're reconnecting.
Well,
reconnecting.
Are we reconnecting?
We're reconnected now.
Okay. Boy, it's one of those days, I'm telling you.
It's the weather.
It is the weather. We're probably going to get a deluge of rain in a minute. So we finally got mowed, and all the mowing guys, I know, poor Lon John.
Yeah, I know Lon John. Yeah, he was probably going crazy.
He was like, playing catch-up galore. But thank you for joining us. This is Run It Studios presents Inspiring New Growth with Trina and
Michelle.
Networking in the 417 is what we like to call it. We talk about networking things. We talk about our chapters. We talk about what you're doing, what events you have coming up. And we have a guest today.
We do.
Networking.
I know. It's exciting. She's going to come tell us about networking, what it's done with her business.
Awesome. I love it. So we kind of had a break with Memorial Day, and I think that's important to kind of, take a break, unplug, and reset.
I agree. I think sometimes we get so stuck in hustle culture, go, that we forget to just take a step back. Yeah. But you guys missed us, didn't you? I'm pretty sure they did.
Yes. So if you are watching, let us know what chapter you're a part of, or if you're just watching, maybe thinking about joining, let us know that too. And if you have something going on, the name of your business, we'd like to give you a shout out or share the event that is coming up for you. There are a lot of summer events coming up around the corner. So
a lot of things happening.
Yeah. And then before we know, I know that there are even things on the calendar for December, but we'll try to move slowly and not overwhelm you.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We'll go just a little bit at a time. Also, if you're just tuning in because you saw us and you went, they look fun.
They look fun.
You can just say, you guys look fun. And that makes us feel good. Yeah. We like to have fun. So we are here at Vino. Vino lets us come in and hang out and do this. And so we love that they let us invade every Tuesday. So they have a lot of great deals, and they have, if you go to their website, they have a lot of different pairings and things like that. So you can come in and check it out. I saw recently they have one called Flip the Script. So I think maybe it's like pairing wines with things that you wouldn't maybe ordinarily do, which I don't ever follow anyway because, I like the wine I like, and so I drink it with everything. So don't tell anybody. There's probably some layers out there that are like, that's so bad. But so as you can see behind us, they have everything you could imagine. It goes all the way down the wall. They have amazing food. The food is incredible. And we're just thrilled that they let us come in and hang out.
I'm going to make sure we're on one channel. Okay. I want to make sure our mic's doing what it's supposed to do. If you can't hear one of us, please let us know.
Or celebrate that you can't hear
one of us. The other cool thing, I've looked at their social media, Vino, and they've got the live music and stuff, and the whole room looks different. It's packed. You got the stage up, so it's really cool. So
it is
something different to do, or maybe you just love live music. This is a place to hang out.
They do. They have some great live music. I know my friend Isaac Kenneth plays here, and Isaac is absolutely fantastic. Kind of a crooner voice.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So should we get our guest in here and see what's going on? I know she's really excited about telling us all about it.
Yeah. So we have today Lila with Herbally Yours. With Nature Sunshine products.
Okay.
So Lila's an herbalist. She's been doing that for a very long time. And we'll just let her come over and you can do your thing.
All right.
And pry the information out of her.
Sounds
So
good.
I'm going to go eat my gorgonzola dip.
You do that. Come on over here. How are you?
Good.
Good. I'm going to give you a microphone so people can hear you.
Okay.
Just clip it on over. So how long have you been an herbalist?
Probably about 30 years.
Ooh, what made you interested in that?
Well, I was married to a chiropractor
Uh-huh.
and he had patients. And a patient came in that had just gotten a whole lot of herbs from an iridologist. That's a study of the iris.
Yeah.
And I just became so interested that there's something out there other than drugs that people can use and
Yeah.
you can take care of yourself. I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
I'm able to take care of myself.
So how long did you have to start studying all of that? That seems like a lot to learn.
A lot of studying. I started studying and then I took classes through Trinity
Oh, cool.
for naturopathic,
Mm-hmm.
but I went to massage school and I stopped doing that study and then I moved on to massage therapy school and then I came back and I was teaching certified herbology classes. This is 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
People were interested in this
Oh, yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah. And do you feel like it's just gotten more and more
Now
popular?
it's becoming real popular, but it's so different now. It's just different.
How so?
I think because there's so many companies out there
Mm-hmm.
that people don't really know what to buy.
It gets overwhelming.
Yes. And they
Because
just don't know.
you'll hear, hey, take this
Right.
here, turmeric.
Right.
It's going to be great for you. Okay, well, how much? How often?
Right.
So that's when we would come to you and you could help us out with all of that.
Yeah. What I do is I could do a little muscle testing. I could do a little iridology, and that's looking in your eye, finding weaknesses in the body.
Uh-huh.
And that's a whole different study. We won't get into that. and I can find what can help you. It's a hands-on thing. So coming to me instead of going to walking into Walmart or a health food store with no one there to help you, I would be that person to assist you and talk to you and find out what's going on with you and what herb would help.
Okay. So I bet you have a lot of stories about people who have changed their life after working with you.
Yes.
So I got to hear at least one or two. Tell me something about where someone has come to you and,
Okay. I'm trying to think.
been in one of those situations.
There's so many of them.
No.
I know. I recently had a big thing happen.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
This is in the last few days.
Oh, great. Fresh.
I sell a product called Histoblock.
Okay.
And it's a combination of herbs that have histamine in them. Anyway, so what they do is they really help with any kind of allergies, any kind of itching.
Okay.
Well, I got some kind of allergy reaction on my legs and I've been itching it. And my friend said, why don't you take some Histoblock? And I go, well, that's a good idea. And so I took 5 of them and I swear I slept all night and did not itch.
Wow.
And so now I'm taking 5 twice a day.
Wow.
And it's not itching and it's clearing
Well,
up.
the allergies around here are
They're terrible.
exponential, it seems like, this time. I mean, it's more than ever. So
this
would be a great time for people to come see you.
Yes. Yeah. This time, yeah, definitely.
So how is networking then? How did you find networking? When did you decide that was the place for you?
Well, I was getting my nails done one day in this, can I say names?
Sure.
Okay. Well, my friend Sabrina.
Yes.
She was doing my nails and she did my hair and I was selling these herbs and I was trying to get out there and she says, you should join the mob.
Yeah.
And I go, what in the world is the mob?
Mm-hmm.
And I went and joined and that's what it took off from there. I got to know Cat Williams, Michelle, and they help you.
Yeah.
They just help you.
That's a great example of one networking group leading you to another networking group and getting to know more people. And like you said, it just perpetuates more business and customers and clients and changing lives.
Yeah. And I'm trying to help people. And if I can help people in their business, I'd be glad to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it's about, helping each other.
So do you have to keep, studying constantly to keep up with? Yeah. And what's that like?
All the time.
Yeah.
It's because I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's not really studying. And I'll get like 5 hours on doing a presentation. I do these Zoom meetings on herbs.
Yeah.
And to do a presentation, I'll go in there and I'll study all about this herb. And it's like, gosh, you just can't quit learning.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Without giving away too much information, what's something a lot of us could be doing naturally that would, just make our overall health better?
Well, first of all, buy a good quality product.
Oh, okay.
That's the first thing you need to do.
And how do you know if you're getting a good quality?
You have to research the company.
Okay.
So when you go into a health food store, you've got all these different companies. So you don't know, and the girl there is probably not placing the orders.
Yeah.
So nobody really knows. So find a company that you trust and use those herbs.
Okay.
That's my opinion. But there's a lot of good companies out there. Nature's Sunshine is just not the only one.
Yeah.
There is.
Fair.
And believe it or not, a lot of the good companies are network marketing.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, tell people where they can go to learn more and connect with you if they're like, hey, I've got this problem and I want to talk to you.
Sure. Well, I'm opening up an office right now. We speak.
Okay.
And I don't know the address.
That's okay. We'll put it up later. You can come back anytime.
Okay, thanks.
But do you have a website or a Facebook page we can follow?
I have a Facebook page. It's Herbally Yours and Heal the Gut, Heal the Body.
Oh.
That's the main one.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
a
I'm all
lot
about
that's got more and more.
Yeah, I can talk about that forever.
Tell me a little bit about it, because everybody's always saying, you've got to take care of the gut. It's your second brain.
Here's the best thing to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you really know what microbiome is?
I mean, I think I do.
You probably do.
Okay.
Okay. You have bad bacteria and you have good bacteria. And you want to feed the good bacteria, and the good bacteria is microbiome.
Okay.
And parasites are the bad bacteria. We're going to put some names on stuff, Microorganisms is what they're called.
So we need, at first I thought we needed probiotics. Then I saw we needed prebiotics, probiotics, how many biotics do we need?
Okay, prebiotics. Prebiotics are foods like bananas are high, create good microorganisms in the body.
Okay.
So garlic, onion, bananas, asparagus, those are the top 5. I can't believe I remember. AI told me.
You don't have to give away all your secrets.
But I took the top 5. And so prebiotics create good microbiome.
Okay.
And probiotics are in a pill that you take.
Okay. And that's just going to help grow the good or keep the good?
Yeah, that's all good. The prebiotics and the probiotics.
Okay.
The probiotics come in a bottle.
Okay.
And the prebiotics are food.
All right.
That makes it easier.
That's some good stuff right there. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you doing on Thursdays?
I've been doing these Zoom classes on Thursday night, but I don't know what's going on. I think people are barbecuing or something when I'm doing these classes.
Summertime.
Because it's spring, summertime.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it back to once a month.
Okay.
And here's if you're interested in herbs, you can get a lot of free information from me right now. And what you can do is send me your email, because I've got an email list, and I'm going to start sending out the flyers on what I'm going to be talking about.
Oh.
And then that way you get some information ahead of time.
I'm signing up. I love it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing and trying to keep us all healthy.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good one. All right. Who else chiming in? I see some people watching.
See?
Yeah.
All right. If you have something going on, let us know what's happening and we'll share it with you.
I'm a hugger. I always want to hug you. You're a sweetheart.
Come on.
Thank
back.
you.
Thank you
I like
so
hugs.
much.
Okay, thanks. I guess I did okay.
You did
You were
fantastic.
great. Yeah, fantastic.
That's just great. That's just one of the ways that when you branch out and start getting to know people, that it just starts changing, everybody's life. And that is something that's so important. As someone who is dependent on certain medications, I always want to do as much as I can, naturally, but you want to do it right too, because those can just be toxic if you don't do it right. So you need to know what you're doing.
You do. And amazingly, the products that she has, I saw that happen in real time. She was at my house one evening. I was having a little girls' night, and one of my friends said she just doesn't sleep. She was having so much trouble sleeping at night. And someone else said, well, she goes, don't say melatonin. I've taken like 3 different brands of melatonin and it's not working. Lila said, if I brought you my melatonin that I sell, would you try it? And within 2 days, my friend was calling asking for Lila's phone number for the melatonin because it makes a difference.
It does.
What brand and what ingredients
it does
are in it. And she said, here I purchased different brands of melatonin. And she said, this one wasn't any more expensive than what I had purchased, but now I sleep.
Yeah. Well, and Dr. Chris Gross, Ozarks Functional Wellness, we had that conversation about certain ones. He said, you're going to get more benefit if it has vitamin C with it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we've got, and it's a lot of information to take in. I may read it 20 times, but until I need to apply it, it's something that you have to.
And it's great to have somebody like Lila or Chris who will sit down and break it down for you. And it's also very personalized. Lila was talking about muscle testing, and this is another one that I saw happen in real time. She does muscle testing. It shows where the weaknesses are in your body. Well, as many people know, my oldest kids have cystic fibrosis, and everybody immediately thinks lungs with that. And she came over actually to help me get back on track with some herbs, and she did some muscle testing on my kids.
Yeah.
And she said, wow, I really expected the lungs to turn up, but with your son, I'm seeing pancreas. Well, yeah, that's another thing, but she didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so that was something else that he needed to strengthen and work on, because they do treatments for their lungs.
Yeah.
So, but she said, so that just came, and she's like, really, I didn't know that about CF. And then she went and researched it, and she just has a heart for helping people. That's what I see in networking so much is, we just meet so many people that's their heart, is to help people. And we get to refer those people out there. We get to make those connections. And that's just amazing to me.
And kind of going back to some of the stuff you've been talking with your clients about and sharing on social media, people that like to illuminate and lift other people up. That's what networking hopefully is about. If it's not, then you might want to find it.
I was just talking to another friend of mine as I was coming in here, and she was having a bit of a dilemma about something. And I said, what if there was no such thing as competition? What if that was just a made up word? And really everything is just a form of collaboration.
Yeah. It would be different. So different.
If we all saw it that way, that there's not competition. It's if you focused on collaboration and lifting other people up without dimming yourself.
We get stuck in this, gotta win, gotta be number one. And I understand that you don't want to be like, everybody gets blue ribbons, nobody did the work. I get that. You want to be recognized for the work you're doing, but kind of like you're saying, everybody should be able to find their place and rise.
Well, exactly. So if you think about, running is your thing. If you think about a marathon, is it competition or is it collaboration? Because if the other runners weren't there, what difference would it make?
Exactly.
You could have a marathon all by yourself.
Yeah, you could.
What would be the point in that, right? So everybody who crosses that finish line or even attempts to run the race is a winner.
Yeah.
Now, they may not be the first person.
Right.
But everybody's battling their own things. So I think if we could shift, if you think about a baseball game, what if there was only one team? It wouldn't work, right?
Right.
So it's collaboration.
Yeah.
And that kind of takes the negativity away from competition when you look at it from that perspective. And so in the world of networking, your mission. So if you think about the fact, was amazing to me, the numbers. Every person personally knows about 200 people.
Okay.
And if you want to challenge that, go look at your Facebook list. and go down through the list. And I don't care if you have 2,000, 5,000 followers,
Right.
friends on Facebook.
No.
About 200 to 250 are who you really actually know, have had some type of relationship with.
Right.
So the mission of networking is to introduce each other to those 200 or 250 people that we know
Mm-hmm.
in some way, shape, or form when they need a product or a service.
Mm-hmm.
And if in networking to be successful, if you focus on what you can give as opposed to what you're going to get,
Yeah.
what you get comes back tenfold.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
And that's been my experience. I mean, I've been formally networking now for 20 years, something like that.
Yeah.
So, 15, something like that. And that is what I've seen. The most successful business owners, salespeople are the ones who give
Yeah.
before they receive.
Receive. That's good. Good observation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people I see who are extremely successful are the ones who are always out there sharing other people's names. And the idea that you should not connect with somebody who does what you do
Mm-hmm.
is sort of archaic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is in the world of business, because you could really be passing referrals to one another. And well, I just reached out to Jerry Mathis, our CEO of ING and owner of Alpine Termite and Pest Control.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her if they treat for ticks and mosquitoes. And she said, well, we treat for ticks, but we don't do mosquitoes.
Oh.
So for mosquitoes, this is the best person
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
to reach out to. She
Yeah.
didn't have to do that. She could have just said, oh, well, we treat for
don't.
ticks,
Yep.
or we don't do that. But she made sure to tell me who the best person to go to
Yeah.
by her standards
Right. Right.
would be.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So who am I going to go back to? Of course, the person who helped me.
Knowledge.
So, and gave me the information. So if I, next time I need my house sprayed, which I already do that, that's my company.
Yeah.
But if I were new to her
Mm-hmm.
and that was what she sent out to me,
Yeah.
who would I reach out to?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
who do we have? Harley
Hello.
Buckner. Hello. So Harley, are you with ING? Are you just you just found us? How do you fit with us? We love to hear. So, which you're here, so that's how you fit with us.
That's how you fit.
That's how you fit with us, is just to show up.
Just show
That's
up.
right. We love
Showing
that.
up is half of it.
Yeah.
I guess showing up is that's a good point too. Now, when it comes to networking and let's say you're in 2 or 3 groups. And we were talking about taking a break, how good that can be. Sometimes you just don't feel like showing up.
Right.
And I don't think that's always the best excuse to not show up or just give in.
Yes.
But how do you feel about knowing when you need a break from your networking group, or when you need to push through, or, some of those brain breaks that you need to be a better member
of the team?
Yeah.
Well, I think that we all know when we're emotionally or mentally exhausted. And I agree with you that needing a break is not always, well, you know what? Needing a break is a reason to take one.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it that way, because I think as before we were talking about the hustle culture, is to work through it, push through it. I'm not sure that always does anybody any favors. Hey, Billy.
Hi, Billy.
I'm not sure that does a lot of favors for a lot of people. I think it causes burnout.
Yeah.
And so I feel like anytime that you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're brain tired, if you're physically exhausted, reach out to your networking group and say, I'm just not going to make it today. I I need to take a personal day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we all should take a personal day, but I find that a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, those of us who work for ourselves, we always think that it's bad to take a personal day. And it's not. We need that.
We've made it popular, like we said, to overuse the hustle, the no days off.
Mhm.
And while I am a very driven person, going back to the running example, if you don't take a day off and rest your muscles, you're never going to rebuild and refresh and restore to be stronger the next day.
Absolutely.
So sometimes you do need to take that break.
Mhm.
Communication, though, that's where I feel like don't just not show up,
Absolutely.
have that communication with the leader of your group or someone in the group that can help you work through it, or maybe even show up and say, I'm going to sit in the back today, I'm tired, or something like that.
Yeah.
There are ways to be effective and care for your group, but also care for yourself.
Absolutely. But that's something too. You just made a really good point about that is I think it's all in how you look at it. So for me, going to my networking group is not work.
Yeah.
If I'm struggling that day, that's a good place for me to be.
Yeah.
So that they can help me.
Yeah.
They can make suggestions. I just actually recently pointed this out to a client that if you're struggling with an aspect of your business, what better place to ask for help than in a room full of business people?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's okay for you to stand up and introduce yourself and just say, hey, I'm working on a new concept and I'd love some feedback. So here it is. Networking does not always have to be about getting the clients, closing the deal.
Yeah.
It should be about growing and, inspiring new growth.
Yeah.
That's exactly why Jerry went with that name.
Yeah.
Because it's about growing and changing and building and learning and all those ing words, which is where that came from, that we want to nurturing. We want to nurture those businesses and we want to help. I had somebody recently tell me that they didn't have time for networking because they were needing to do cold calls. And I said, I have this list of people I have to call. And I said, that's great. I understand that. However, what if you traded those cold calls for coming in and actually connecting with people? I think it's something like 1 in 12 cold calls will even become something. But in actual networking where people, those leads become referrals and those referrals become closed business because there's a connection and a relationship being built there. Right. So sometimes it's all in how you look at it. Yeah. How you see it.
For sure. For sure. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Where can people go to connect with your coaching?
Billy says she agrees.
Billy, Weekend with Mountain Pine Studios.
That's right.
Photography and videography needs.
Yes. So they can go to my website, which is michellerickman.com. It's Michelle with one L. But my website's a work in progress, so just go there to fill out the form to connect with me. They can check out some of the stuff that I'm working on right now on my personal Facebook page, which is Michelle with one L. Ryan is my maiden name, Rion. I'm a tricky girl. Last name Rickman. So
the usual.
Yeah, that one's normal. So you can go there, message me, any of those things, fill out the contact form. I have some exciting things coming. So
good. We'll be sharing those as they come up. If you would like to come talk about your business, reach out to us and we'll have you on as a guest. We'd love to talk about it.
You need to say how people can contact you.
People can contact me at runitstudios.com. We can have you on the podcast to talk about your business. Yeah. Or we can put together a business series for you and talk all about what you do.
You should do that.
We can do 4 episodes, 5 episodes, 6, 8, whatever. We'll tailor it to you and see how much you like it and go from there.
And those that is really how fun. The podcast with Trina is how I got a client in Brazil.
Yeah, those are really fun. They're a great way to connect with your audience, your potential and future, your potential future and existing clients. So it's really cool things. So
exactly.
All right, we're hoping to get some guests on. We'll share more with that. We've got an idea of some folks that could be dropping by in a couple of weeks. And again, if you have any suggestions or want to come on and talk about what you're doing, let us know. Otherwise, we will see you next week.
All right. Sounds good.
Sounds good. If you want to watch past episodes and you can't find them on Facebook, just head over to Run It Studios or whichever platform you want, and you can watch and listen from there.
If you want to check out an ING meeting, you
Yes.
can go to inspiringnewgrowth.com, and there's a little tickler, is that what it's called? Ticker that runs across the top of the page.
Oh, yeah, the ticker.
Yeah.
Or a hamburger. Isn't there
There's a hamburger too, but there's a hamburger. There's a little ribbon that runs across the top that has all of the times and locations of the meetings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come visit. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.